And welcome back to Block TV. It's time for Blockheads, where every day we round up the top headlines from around the crypto sphere. And to run us through today's top stories, we're joined by our very own Oran Spitzer. Oran, take it away.
Well, the cryptoverse has been busy and the headlines are giving us all the info we need. First up, we have News.com reporting that Hamas calls for supporters to send Bitcoin. After that, Cointelegraph reported on the U.S. Congress passing a bill to require study of crypto in sex drug trafficking, the manhunt for the shutdown of the crypto sphere. After that, Elementus published a blog post titled 15 Days Later, the Cryptopia hack continues, giving us the details on the hack that saw millions in Ether stolen. Right after that, Bloomberg published that Fidelity is set to plan March launch of Bitcoin custody service, a solution meant for large investors. After that, we have Cointelegraph's report on the world's largest gun auction site, gunbroker.com, to add stablecoin called Freedom Coin. And lastly, Bitcoinist published Bitcoin ATMs ignore market downturn, rapidly spread throughout cities.
Okay, Ron, let's break those down as much as I'm really aching to hear about what the heck the Freedom Coin is. Hamas, what are they doing?
Yes, so News.com reported that the Palestinian Islamist group Hamas is requesting supporters send funds in Bitcoin. Now, this is a known terrorist organization within the European Union, the United States.
Unrecognized by most of the Western world, but they do control Gaza. Yes.
Right. So the message was actually sent out by the spokesperson for the group's military wing. The text that people received was support the resistance financially through the Bitcoin currency. So a big deal here and a big thought, and what's interesting here is that they're using this to kind of bypass the fact.
And there's the bypassing the past. And what's the fascinating thing about this is that the Gaza Strip, the enclave of the Gaza Strip, which has approximately 2 million civilians living in it, is controlled by Hamas, but it's also bordering with Israel. They do not recognize Israel, and vice versa, and Egypt. This will actually, but they do rely on the infrastructure, the Israeli infrastructure, their currency. This separates it and gives them a form of freedom, doesn't it? If they get people to pay them with cryptos.
So they're using this to kind of bypass the means that they're currently in, and they need to finance somehow, and they figure that cryptocurrency is where it's at.
And you know what's fascinating about this? This is actually coming on the heels of an article in the New York Times in this week saying how Bitcoin could help Iran undermine U.S. sanctions. That would mean that rogue countries, rogue organizations can actually benefit from having their own currency.
Which is what the world is fearing, right?
Which is what the world is fearing. So but there are those who will argue actually that maybe that could solve certain worldly events. But I think we exceed ourselves. Let's not solve the Middle East peace right now. Yes, moving ahead.
So Cointelegraph, U.S. Congress passes a bill that requires that requires study of crypto in sex drug trafficking. So this is a bipartisan effort by the U.S. House of Reps, and the bill is known as FIND, F-I-N-D, the Fight Illicit Networks and Detect Trafficking Act of 2019.
But they don't really know that there's trafficking yet, right?
Right. So the aim of the study is to investigate if at all crypto and online marketplaces have something to do with sex and drug trafficking. And in a press release from Representative Juan Vargas, who sponsored the bill, said, while evidence points to the growth of virtual currencies as a payment method for illicit sex and drug trafficking, the true scope of the problem and potential solutions are still unknown. So this is kind of an unprecedented manhunt, right? You're calling out crypto, you're calling out these marketplaces, but really, you're saying in your own press release that you don't know
yet. They just put crypto and sex trafficking in the same headline.
Right. So there's a different agenda here. And it's unclear yet when exactly these findings will be released.
In terms of that,
they do have to be presented to the Committee on Banking, on Housing, Urban Affairs, and the Committee on Financial Services.
Okay, moving along to that horrific hack, Cryptopia.
So Elementus published that 15 days after a major hack, another hack occurred get this, by the same hacker. So Elementus is a blockchain analytics company. They posted the following photo to their blog informing of another hacking incident on Cryptopia. So the hacker got away with close to $1,700 in Ether, which translates into $180,000 of stolen funds. Ouch, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Right. So this comes 2 weeks after the exact same hacker got away with $16 million in Ether.
So essentially, Ron, he hacked, he stole a shitload of money. Then he went on vacation for 2 weeks, and he hacked again.
For 2 weeks, and then it's kind of like bragging, right? Because
you're like,
you
guys,
got
I can get you
millions,
yeah.
But hey, let's go back and steal a couple of hundred, well, 100 and a little thousand.
Is Cryptopia going to survive this at all?
So the thing is that it doesn't seem like. So part of the report stated that Cryptopia no longer has control of their Ethereum wallets.
Rather,
the hacker does.
The hacker does.
That was kind of their concluding sentiment. In addition, what's odd is that Cryptopia users are still putting money into their Ethereum wallets.
They shouldn't. They really shouldn't.
Somebody should. They're not getting the memo. So I don't know if it's that the company isn't sending out emails as they should. They're not informing properly. But there is a disconnect here with information.
Total disconnect. Okay, but a big move, Fidelity, right?
Yes. So Bloomberg reported that Fidelity is planning to launch its Bitcoin custody services in March. So Fidelity, a financial services company, announced the project back in October, promising a range of products designed to ease crypto trading fears, particularly for large investors such as hedge funds. The first product being released is for Bitcoin storage, with Ether custody meant to come out later on. This was a solution promised for people in Wall Street more that are searching for large financial firms in dealing with crypto particularly. In a statement, the company did say that they're working with a select few clients, and they do expect that to grow within the coming months. So it would be interesting to see if Fidelity is gonna break the game, because a lot of other financial firms are trying to make them again, like JP Morgan, amongst others.
Right.
And so that kind of...
And I think in the move of mainstreaming it to the old schoolers. But moving along, I can't wait for that Freedom Coin. I mean, come on, what?
Freedom Coin. So world's largest gun auction site, gunbroker.com, adds stablecoin Freedom Coin as a means of payment. So this is a major site, 4.7 million users, $600 million in annual transaction, and the coin is meant to be pegged to the US dollar. This was announced by blockchain startup ICOX as a new regulatory compliant corporate currency. A few months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, yes. So a few months ago, I went to a conference, saw a very smart woman named Adika Monskop speak. She is a tokenomics architect, and she said very plainly, if there's no reason for you to tokenize, you shouldn't. You're not adding value to this industry, and just don't do it. This kind of feels like one of those.
Like why they're doing it for the hype. It's getting it.
Right, and that's, I mean, you have money, right?
Okay.
You're making
but it is the Freedom
Coin.
Coin. It's the Freedom Coin.
The Freedom Coin, because you have the right
to bear arms. So much to say about that, but we'll move along. Last but not least.
Bitcoinist reported that ATMs are not listening to the current downturn of the market, but rather are spreading rapidly among cities. So Chicago is the latest city to see an increase in crypto ATMs, 30 alone added by Atlanta-based company Lux Vending this year alone.
So that's within a month. That's like a month of 30.
Exactly. Okay. So just this month alone, they have 30. That brings their total crypto ATMs to 100, which is not this major crazy number. But still, when you think of crypto ATMs, 100, that's fantastic. They're along with Philadelphia, which also is now totaling 100.
No, it's a huge move, and it's, if anything, I think shows the adoption of cryptos, all as mainstream, or making it more available.
Speaking of adoption, Coinstar also, this machine, right, where you put in your coins and you get cash. is now partnered with CoinMe, and they allow for Bitcoin purchases via this machine. So that's already a step. It kind of shows that people are trying to access their crypto. There is a need for it. They are using it. Now only the opportunity to buy things
to buy more
with your crypto. That would be
Ron
great.
Spitzer, thank you for enlightening all of us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.